going to move this to my server real quick. Contact shortcut. Remove that there. This one we no longer need. And this one we're going to rename. Okay. We might have to name this number 2 because the first one's on my database now. So I did that because this database here actually has a iPhone layout. The other one did not. I'm sorry about that. But what we're going to do here is we're going to go back to the security. We're going to do this all over again. 2326, and then our settings, and then allow URLs, and then authenticate. Alright, so now we're just going to upload this to the host once again. Okay, so it actually just uploaded as contacts. That's fine with me. Alright, so now I got contact shortcuts and then just contacts. So contacts itself will have an actual layout for an iPhone. So this is the layout that I was talking about right here. So basically, this layout on the phone here, if I select it, it has a profile image, it has a title, first, last name, company, job title, mobile, website, group. So what I want to be able to do, let's say I'm going to go to my contacts here, and we're just going to add a new contact. Let's say this contact was already in my phone. So let's add a photo by just taking a photo. I'm going to use that photo, click done, and just the first name, Cameron, Maciel, company, the Think Studio, and then we're going to add a phone number. Let's add an email. So this is as if we had already had this contact in my cell phone already. Let's see, a URL, filemakerdeveloper.com. Address, let's see, does this have address on here? Address 1, it does have address. So let's just do this. Let's see if we can get through all of this. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 somewhere. Street. What was this? Oh, that is street 2. Okay, so street. Let's say Moreno Valley. State, I'm in California. 92553. And click done. So let's see what else. So there are multiple phone numbers we can do. So let's do edit here. So we got, let's make this the work office. Let's see, office phone. Let's see, and here we'll just do work as the office phone, and then we'll add one as mobile. This one will be some random number, and then we can do a personal. So let's do let's just make this mobile, I guess. We got 2 mobile. I don't know if we're going to be able to get majority of them through. company main, let's do assistant. This might be a little funky, but we'll take a look and we'll try it. And then we got office email and then personal email. So multiple emails. So let's add another email. Email personal at hotmail.com. And then let's do it's asking for FaceTime, which FaceTime could be a number as well from one of the selected above, which doesn't really matter. Are there notes? There are notes, so you can also add notes here and also transfer over to contacts database. So it seems like we should be able to bring this stuff over. We got personal address and we got work address. It's all going to be pretty much the same. So we got some pretty relevant things we can bring over. I was thinking, I know the contacts database has a title field, so maybe we can add job title, department, a suffix. Here we go. Suffix is similar to what they have in here, so I'm just going to put Mr. Dot, and then click. Let's see, can we edit this? Just doing that at the end of it. We can't add this to prefix. Here we go. Guess I need to learn that. There we go. Alright guys, so we have all this information pretty much somewhere similar to what the contacts database and the standard FileMaker 19 starter file has. And let's say if this contact was already in my phone, I want to be able to get this information from my contacts app into my FileMaker's contacts database. So I want to get it off my phone, or I want to get it off one of my employees' phones and get it into the database super quickly. How can we go about doing that? Well, with FileMaker 19, we got the Surrey Shortcuts application that we can probably communicate between both apps and just click one button, hopefully, and have all that information jump back and forth and copy into the database from the record that we're on. So what I would like to do is this all contacts, let's say on this contacts, maybe we can add a button somewhere right here. So we're going to go to the contacts here and we're going to open this contact, and let's say on this layout we're going to edit it. It's loading off my server right now. Not know why that's so slow. Shouldn't be, it's local. Alright, there we go. So let's just say, what does this button do here? Just does a single script step. So let's say if we wanted to do, so we add this here. What if we just wanted to add a basic button here and an icon for that? Let's just say we want to download or import a contact. And FileMaker has this amazing padding that everyone hates. Alright, so I'm going to add that. I'm going to exit. And you can see it populated over here on our server so that it shows up on our phone. So what this button is going to do is we got to figure out how we can communicate with Surrey Shortcuts. So with shortcuts here, so over here we got to do a script, and the script is going to be on iOS, and let's just do a separate. And we're going to do import contact from device. And what this is going to do is we got to go and open up. We got to go open up a shortcut. So you open up shortcuts through the open URL script, and we're going to specify the URL. So over here on my phone, we got to actually start creating the shortcut. So what we're going to do is create a shortcut called import contact. And then I'll probably call this FM, FileMaker. And then the color, I like to go with blue for FileMaker. And then we need like some type of symbol here. Maybe one of these, or maybe like that, like a share. So maybe we can call this export then, because we're exporting it from our phone and importing it into FileMaker. So this is the name of the FileMaker this is the name of the shortcut. So I just copied that from my device, and the cool thing with FileMaker, with Macs and iOS here, we can get all of our stuff shared. And Suri Shortcuts has this shortcuts URL scheme. So this is basically saying open shortcuts and run the shortcut name, and the name is what we just copied from our device. Basically what we just named our shortcut. All of this goes into some quotations. Click OK. So this first script will basically start the sequence of getting into this shortcut we have over here. And once we're in here, we want to now run some scripts on our Shortcuts app. So in order to do that, we need to add an action. This action is going to be select contact. So we're going to select the contact. We don't want to select multiple. We're just going to work with one right now. And once we select this first contact, we want to be able to get contact. Let's see, get contacts from input, get details of contacts. Or you can create a new contact down there. So we can do get details from contact. The first detail we're going to get, let's say, the prefix from the contacts. And it's going to be, can we do selected? Oh yeah, so it says contact, so the this one up here, it says contact, so that tells you that it's getting, it's selecting from the one that we've already selected from. So we just picked up the prefix. Now what we want to do is basically go in, set the prefix in our FileMaker. And it's funny because we're not actually going to be able to see anything right now other than probably the file. We're not even seeing the file because these are the only files that actually have a script step that is allowing to run a Suri shortcut script from FileMaker. So what we need to do over on this side is we're going to create another script step, and we're going to do import. Let's do the import prefix. And the import prefix is going to be a actual enabled shortcuts donation. So this will allow me to view this script step within my shortcuts file here. And I'm probably going to have to close out of this, reopen that contact database here, and play around within here for a little bit. And we are going to open up shortcuts once again, and then jump back into this export. And we're going to open up, and it still isn't being shown in here. Let's see what's going on. We're going to double check to see security, admin. This allows the FileMaker URL, so we're all good there. So it just takes a little while for this to pop up in the Shortcuts app. What I'm going to do is I'm going to force quit FileMaker, and I'm going to open up FileMaker again. I want to make sure that I am in my server contacts database, which is good. Go back to shortcuts. We're going to edit this, maybe delete this again, and then open up Filemaker Go 19. Run a Filemaker script and the file. Interesting, it is still not showing up in here. Okay. Why is it not showing up? We got a suffix, we got this. So maybe we are going to, it's a suffix, it's enabled. Let's figure this out, guys. I'm going to add FileMaker script file, still not showing up. Very interesting here. It's a little buggy, it's still new technology. So what I'm going to do is let's actually close this file internally. Close this file. I'm going to go back to the host. I'm going to go to my server, connecting to my server, open the contacts. This is all part of development, guys. We got to walk you through everything that you could possibly try if something's not showing up. So I just closed the database, I reopened the database, relogged in, and if I go back to shortcuts here, we're going to go back to this one. We're going to close that once again. We're going to open up FileMaker, FileMaker Go 19, run a FileMaker script, and there we go. We finally figured out how to get our contacts database to show up. Now that it shows up, we can select the contacts, and we're going to run a script, which is import prefix, with the parameter of contacts. So what I actually would like to do is, before I do that, I want to add a variable. It's not 100% needed, but it's better to do this than to lose your spot. So we're just going to name this variable prefix, so we know for a fact this variable is holding the prefix from that last step. So the parameter we're going to pass with this is the prefix. So now over here on FileMaker, if we go to the script steps, import prefix, it's going to run this script step. And this script step is going to set the field. The field that we want to set is, so we're in the contacts, we're going to set the, so they have it as title in their database here. And we're going to set the field title, we're going to set it to a calculator result, get script parameter. Okay, and we're going to save that. So now that when this runs on our shortcuts app, it's going to go import. It's going to go run the script import prefix with the variable prefix. So if I click done here, one thing I got to do is assign the import contact from device to our button up here. So now if I go to our application here on our phone and we go to the contacts, when I click this button up top, I get my contacts. My shortcut is already running. So Mr. Cameron Maciel is the one that we just created. I want to select that, and you can see right then and there it just came back and it imported the Mr. Dot title here, because that was my last step of my shortcut. So now what we need to figure out is we got to get we're gonna get the so contacts. We're gonna go back to contacts now. And one thing that we probably should, we don't want to get the contact again. We want contacts. We'll want to get details from contacts. Whoops. There we go. And this next detail, maybe we can get contact photo. Here we go. So our contact from the contact selected. Magic variable contacts. So it's still selected up here. We already ran the shortcut, so we're just getting the same contact we've already selected. And then we're just going to do this again. We are going to get the contact photo and from the contact we selected. And then once we get that, we want to copy that to the clipboard. Images are a little weird with FileMaker and the Shortcuts app. Sometimes it just wants to paste the, as far as a script parameter, it wants to just put the metadata, like the name and the time and the timestamp of the photo or the selected photo. So I like to use the clipboard for a photo. And then over here in our script steps now, we're going to create another import script. So this time it's going to be import contact photo. We're going to save that, and we're going to set the field, actually not set field, we're going to do paste. The paste is going to do a selection of the target contacts, and let's see, photo container, and there you go. And then I want to view this into enable shortcuts donation, and then I'm going to close this out. It's already committed, so hopefully once we do a FileMaker, select our file, contacts, run the script. Import prefix is not showing up, so maybe we got to go over here. We got to close our database, open our database, log in, and then open this up, and then hopefully, so we have import contact photo. And this time, like I said, you could try and do the set variable of the contacts photos, but like I said, sometimes it's not always showing the image and the metadata. It's just going to show like the name and the timestamp. So I like to copy it to clipboard. So we can try this out and see if this all works here from the very start. So what I'm going to do is just scroll down, delete this contact we've already created, and we're going to add a new contact. And we're going to import. We're going to select Mr. Cameron Maciel. It's going to jump back and forth. So you can see right then and there, it imported my photo and it set Mr. as my title. So you can see how the script step is running through the entire process of what Surrey Shortcuts is supposed to do. So now what we're going to do is we're going to finish this up. So we're going to do the first name, last name. So we're going to go back to Surrey Shortcuts here. And now we need to get the first name. So we're going to go to Contacts, get Contact Details. And we're going to get the detail of the first name from the Select Magic variable, which is this one up here. We got the first name. So now over here on our database, we got to create a script step, import first name, and we're going to set the field to first name, and the calculated result will be get script parameter. So that's it for this one, and then we're going to enable shortcut dictation, donation, and then we're going to create another one, which we should do is just delete this. We're going to copy this, duplicate, we're going to rename, we're going to name this last name, and over here we just got to change this to last name. We're just going to copy this, save that. So we got first name, last name, the company, so we got the company. Job title, let's go over here and check out our contacts. Do we even have a job title? Let's see here. We got the company name, job title. maybe job title is in the add field. Job title right here. So job title, we'll just do FileMaker developer. Just want to make sure I got all these fields in here that I need. So we're going to create a new one, import job title, and we're going to set the field, which I can just paste this to job title, get script parameter, save that, enable the shortcuts description, and then over here we got mobile phone. So we're going to import, we're going to add another one. We're going to import mobile, paste that. We're going to set the field mobile, get the script parameter, save that, enable shortcuts donation, and then the website, create another one here. And then paste that, and then select website here. We got personal, let's see, website. We're going to save that, enable shortcuts dictation. I just had to restart my screen recording on my phone. It will pause after a certain amount of time. So now we got the website, a group. Let's go to our contacts and check out and see if our contacts has a group. Doesn't seem like we have a group, but we do have a department, so we can use the department as the group name. So this will be Claris. Let's just call this Claris. So we can do an import group, which will just come from the department of a contact. So we can do paste that, and then this will be group, and that will get script parameter as well. And we're going to enable shortcut donation to this. So then we need an email, a phone, and a fax. So then we can do import. So we can do an import of, I'm sorry, we need to rename this to import email. And we're going to set the field to, let's see, what's this email here? Not sure if this is the work or personal. Let's try the personal. This is the office. So we're going to set this as the office email. Okay, so we got office email. We got two different types of emails. We can pick later which ones we want, and we can enable shortcut donation there. And then let's say we want to import. We already got the mobile there. We can skip the fax. We can go straight to like the address one. So we can import address one. So this will set the field of work address. We'll just say the work address, get script parameter, save this, enable shortcut donation. I gotta keep my phone going so that it doesn't stop my screen recording. Address 2, if we have one, we're going to add it as the address, work address 2, save that as well. And then we're going to create another script step of city. We need to add the city, import city, and then we're going to enable that, paste this, and then this will be the work city. We can copy, duplicate this, rename that, import. Now we have to do the state. And then after the state, we need the postal code. Oops. And then we have our last one, country. We're going to save that one. And we can even go as far as importing our contacts notes. Let's just duplicate this one, this very last one, just to get the idea of how far we can actually take this. So we do have notes in our contact, and we're going to import the notes. Let's see if we can find it. There we go. Notes. All right, so we have all of the script steps that we need to use in shortcuts. So I'm gonna close all of this out. We're gonna exit this layout, and we are going to commit this change. So what we gotta do is I'm gonna force quit. Shuri shortcuts. I'm gonna open up this contact database. I'm gonna close the file. I'm gonna reopen it up, re-log in. And we're going to delete this contact just to start from scratch. And then we got to go open up Shortcuts app again. And we're going to export contact FM. So back in here, we got the prefix, then we went to the contact. So now over here, my list view, I'm showcasing that we need to do first name. So very last step we got from this was get first name, and then I'm going to do a variable, set variable, and I'm going to call this variable first name. And then we're going to do a Filemaker Go, run a script from the file of contacts. We're going to run the script. We're going to import first name, and our parameter will be first name. And then after that, we're going to get contacts, get details of contacts. Then we are going to select the last name, and we're going to do a magic variable here of contacts that we selected from the very start. Then we are going to set a variable, name for this one will be last name, and then we're going to do FileMaker once again. This is the last name, import last name. The parameter will be last name variable. I do notice that I'm not even setting, I'm getting the first name from contacts, and then this one is the last name. So I might not even need to do the variable steps because I'm not even selecting the variable. I'm selecting the actual last name prefix. So you might not even need to do these variable steps. First name, last name. We can try it without and see how far we can get. And then we need to do is the contact again. We need to get contact, get details of contacts. We got the first name, last name. Let's get the company. And then we are going to go to FileMaker, contacts file. We're going to run the script company import company with the parameter of company. And then we need to get contacts info, get details of contacts. This time we need to get job title from contacts. and then Filemaker. Company. So we're going to import, import job title would be, this is not import company, this is import job title with the job title parameter script. After we get that, we need to contacts, get details from contacts. We got job title, we need to do our mobile phone. So we're going to get our phone number. Let's get from the contacts, and then we're going to do Filemaker. We're going to run from the contacts, run the script of import mobile, parameter phone number. Then we gotta get our email. And this time it's going to be email address from magic variable, contacts, and then we're going to do Filemaker, run the Filemaker script, and this one's going to be email, import email with the email address. And then we got to get the group, get contacts, so we got details, and then we need to get, and this one we did department, it's not group, so we're going to get the department from our contact, and we're going to set it in the Filemaker. Let's see, import group, and the parameter will just be the department. And then what we need to do is get details, contact. So after our group, let's try and do our address. Let's get the details of our street address. And then we're going to do Filemaker again. We're going to run the script for address 1 with street address. We just want the street. Got to be careful with that. And then we want to get contacts, get details of the street addresses again from the contacts, the selected contact, and in Filemaker Go, we're going to run Filemaker. We're going to run the contacts, the script step, company address 2, and we're going to do street address again, but this time it's going to be let's see, it's street, region, URL. Doesn't look like we can do the street address number 2, I believe. This might not work the best. Street address. We might have to skip the address number 2. It doesn't look like Apple has that to select from. So let's see, what do we end up? So we're going to skip the address. We're going to go to city. So get contact. We need to get detail. Street address. We're going to get magic variable. And the contacts, and then we're going to do a Filemaker, file, admin, run the script. This one's going to be the city. The parameter is going to be street address, but this time it's just going to be the city. Okay, so we got the address 1. We skipped address 2. It doesn't look like they have the address 2 to pick from there. But then we are going to just move on and get the idea here. We're going to do contacts. Now we're going to get the address again. This time we're going to do, whoops. We're going to do contacts there, and we're going to do Filemaker. And then this is, what do we need? I think we just did city, so now we need to do, looks like we, oh, there we go, import state. State. Then we gotta get contacts. We're gonna do postal code now, so we're gonna get street address from contacts. And then do Filemaker again. Contacts, script. What is this? The zip code? Does not look like I added the zip code in here. So I might have missed one in our script step. We can double check over here on our database and do city, state, country, notes. Looks like I skipped the zip code. So I'm going to just duplicate this, rename it. Must have not saved earlier. So in order to get this into shortcuts, we've got to log back in so it can see the changes. There we go. Zip code, parameter, street address. But this time it's going to be the zip code. And actually, since we already had street address, we don't need to keep doing this. Since we get the street address once, we just need to use it once. So what I'm going to show you here is get contact, get details from contacts, and this time it's just going to be the street address from the magic variable, the contacts. So what I'm doing here is that's this. We have the zip code, the state, the city, and the address 1. So we're getting the address already, and it always asks us we want to use the street address, but this one is going to be the street. So we're going to clear that street address, but this one will be the street. This one will be the city. This one will be the street address, but the state. And this one will be the street address, but the zip code. And after the zip code, we just have FileMaker. We just got to do FileMaker, run script, file, admin, and this time the country. And we already have the street address selected, so we just need to do the country, which would be the region, I believe. And we just click done there. So we cross our fingers. Now I'm just kidding. We can go into our contacts database. We can create a new one, and we can actually just import from our selected contact whatever one that we select. I'm going to select myself here, and we go back to FileMaker, and we'll do all the work of importing all of this. So I got my profile photo, I got my title, my first name, my company, FileMaker Developer as a job title, my mobile, and then my email. I got my address 1, my city, state, in the United States. We did forget to do notes here, so we can go into this, and all we got to do is get contacts. We got to get the details of the notes of the selected contact. Run FileMaker script, contacts, run import notes with the parameter of notes. So we can go back, test this out. I know we don't have everything here, but I'm sure everyone gets the idea of what is needed to get this accomplished. I'm just going to delete that and import again. I'm going to select my contact that I want. And it's a contact already on my phone being automatically imported into the contacts database. So this is a brief overview of how to run this Surrey shortcut within FileMaker and run the scripts within your FileMaker database to share the script parameters between both Surrey shortcuts and FileMaker here. And we can do this for a number of contacts, and we can just import from a selected contact, and we just select my name, and it comes back to FileMaker, and it does all the work of taking everything that we have already inputted on our phone and manually inputting all this data for us. One thing that you can notice here, it jumps into the container field. So what I can do here is I can do a commit, a shortcut commit, and this will just be the very last step that just commits the records, so that at the very end of this, it doesn't jump in here and you see all of this stuff over here. It just looks like this when it's all done. So I'm just going to close this database again, just so you can see what I'm talking about, and I'll re-log in. And then I'm going to go back to this shortcut. And then I'm just going to run, the very last thing I want to run is this FileMaker script step, which is the most recent one. I just did shortcut commit, and there's no parameters needed. I'm not passing any data, so that when I go back here and I add a contact, I can import a contact, select the contact, and it runs the script. And there you go. I didn't jump into the last container field. It's nice and clean and committed, and all the data from FileMaker is in my database here. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Take care, guys.